Of debt have led credit rating agencies like S&P and Fitch to downgrade their rating to junk status. As for Moody's, well, at the moment it's one notch above junk, but it's keeping South Africa under review. William Atwell, senior analyst for Sub-Saharan Africa at Frontier Strategy Group, told me the economy is in dire straits.
Investor confidence has drained from the economy during Mr. Zuma's term of office. If you remember, just a few months ago, he fired the quite respected finance minister, Pravin Gordhan, and since then we had those downgrades to junk, with the result that South Africa's cost of servicing its debt has really risen, and that's causing some problems for the budget.
What do we know about the two candidates' economic policies then?
Mr. Dlamini Zuma is more of a populist. She is vowing to continue and expand on Mr. Zuma's radical economic transformation platform, which has seen several controversial plans come into play, including a new what's called a mining charter, which involves handing stakes in big mining companies to black South Africans, and more radical land reform policies. So that's certainly quite worrying for a lot of businesses, and as well as tax increases as well, of course, increasing those tax for companies.
But as far as Cyril Ramaphosa is concerned, he's seen as a more business-friendly kind of candidate. Is that one that, do you think, foreign investors would be more comfortable with?
He's certainly the market favourite, being a successful businessman himself, and he certainly emphasised in his speeches that returning to growth is a big priority. Of course, there are very serious structural problems with the South African economy, and the fact that part of his main constituency are the trade unions and other left-leaning members of the ANC alliance. It'll be quite difficult for him to push through reforms like privatising the state enterprises or reforming labour laws, for instance. And
to a great degree, it's assumed that whoever takes on this job, the announcement's expected in a few hours, could well be the president of South Africa in 2019. And therefore, in terms of the two candidates, when it comes to the issue of corruption, etc., where do they stand?
So Mr. Ramaphosa has certainly made fighting corruption and rolling back what's being called state capture in the South African kind of lexicon a really core part of his platform. So if he manages to do that, certainly the ANC is going to see a big revival in support, and I think they'll win the 2019 election very comfortably.
And you can